Hi, so I will be interpreting a story about a road trip where the, there's an encounter with the police. The title of the story that have here is On a Road Trip, the Police Are the Worst at Wake-Up Calls. So from the title alone, we can assume that, you know, that on this road trip that this man takes, that he might, pull over to the side of the road and sleep the night, and but then the police show up, and so I'm pretty sure that's what might happen, what you can expect to see in the story. Obviously we can see that the storyteller's name is Dale Link, and so that shouldn't be an issue with any sort of finger spelling. This type of story, I understand, should be one of those, this is a funny story and was a weird experience, that kind of thing. So I think that for the most part, that covers kind of what to anticipate. Um, if if we're talking about road trip, it's going to be some traveling, so need to think about some of the things that may come up with that. And I think I will go ahead and go for it. A long time ago, when I was a student at Gallaudet, my roommate and I decided to take a road trip to go back to my house. So we finished up our finals. And we load up the car with all of our gear, our suitcases, and everything we wanted to bring. And it was getting so full, I started wondering, is the car gonna tip up on its end because there's so much weight in the trunk? And so had to tease my roommate a little bit about that. So we're on our way. We've been driving for a while, and um, we notice that there's police sirens going on in the back. We see the lights flashing, and we think, oh, okay, well they're gonna just pass us, and no, they don't. They are still there. They're right behind us, and so after a while, I pull over, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is just great. I'm getting pulled over, and so the cop gets out of the car, comes on over, and just starts going on and on about how I wouldn't stop and that he had called out to me, and I said, well, I'm sorry, and let him know that I hadn't heard him call out because I was deaf. And so I get back on the road after he had chewed me out, and we had this idea to go to a mental hospital to go and park the car, stay the night. So we're driving that direction, and we've we've gone a long ways. We've even passed some farms, and finally we arrive at the mental hospital. I my friend asked me to leave him there, and but I stayed in the parking lot and I slept in the car, and I went to sleep and everything was going fine, and all of a sudden, like 2 o'clock in the morning, the car is shaking, and I woke up and look at out the window, and I see this person just shaking the car, and I look outside, and there's all of these cop cars and emergency vehicles surrounding me and my car, and um so then I get out of the car and I put my hands up, say, okay, I'm here, and um this police officer comes over, just swaggering with his belt, and um he said, I thought you were dead. I thought that you were dead. This is terrible. What were you doing? What's wrong with you? And just on and on about how I was so horrible for sleeping in the car. And I said, well, I'm deaf. I didn't hear you say anything. I'm sorry. And so the it was actually the an official from the mental hospital who made the call, and he had been frightened when he saw a body in the back seat of a car and wasn't moving and didn't respond when he called out to see if I was alive or not. And when there was no response, they assumed that I was dead, and it was just such a crazy experience. And after that, I just headed on home. And that, my friends, is why the police are the worst at wake up calls. Okay, so as I am just thinking about the interpretation, I feel like I covered a better amount of detail. I feel like I got a little bit more because I had really given some thought as to what was going to happen in the story, what to anticipate. Um, and but there was still some spots here and there where didn't I thought that I saw something, but then I started second guessing myself. I did that second guessing type thing again, and I wondered, is that really what I'm seeing? Is that really what is there? Where I hesitated was at a spot where I thought he said that they met a friend at the mental hospital, or he dropped his friend off at the mental hospital, and um or his friend was staying the night there, but he was staying in the car, and I felt kind of confused by it all. um I wasn't sure if that would have been the case, and so I think I let my second guessing and hesitation get the better of me in at that point. um the background information provided in class also was helpful to me to understand, the perspective that Dale may be coming from. Also, I don't know how much this truly affected the interpretation, but I tried to. There were times I know I showed external processing, but there were times when I worked at not showing the external processing, and I'll have to go back and see if I did okay with that. So I tried to lessen the amount of external processing that has occurred, and I also tried to be a little bit more relaxed, because I've noticed as I've looked at other videos, I have this very tight posture where I'm just like, okay, I'm nervous and I don't know, I'm just let's get through this. So I tried to be a little bit more relaxed and see if that would help the interpretation a little bit. Um, that is it for now, I think, and I'll go back through and check it out.